Next up, at UFC 320, we have a punishment placement on this card. We got Patchy Mix, one of the more touted signees of 2025.
Are those
the
lip
UFC?
fillers?
I mean, it might be. That's not a Photoshop. I didn't even notice. Those are ridiculous
he's from
lips.
Poland, so he's got to be considered a white, right? I've never seen a white with lips like that.
I mean, he does look like you throw a wig on him. It's like, all right, she's pretty. But Patchy Mix was a massive signee in 2025. The UFC took him over from Bellator, former world champion. Put him on the main card of a pay-per-view. He shit the bed in embarrassing fashion. And now they said, guess what, pal? You're the third fight of the next card you're on. The third fight. You're not even the featured prelim. You're nowhere near the main card. Third fight, earn your keep, and it's against the UFC debut. Patchy Mix is 20-2 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5 years, coming off that disappointing UFC debut, taking on Jakub Wiklacz, 16-3 in his career. Jakub Wiklacz, 4-0-1 in his last 5. He is making his UFC debut. Everything I'm about to say about Patchy Mix is the culmination of his entire career, all 22 fights, not just what we saw in his UFC debut. And if you look at his entire career, he's a good wrestler. He's a good grappler. He'll strike. He'll get after it. It's not the cleanest technique in the world, but he's a tough dude who moves forward, gets the takedowns, uses his length really, really well. And he had a lot of success coming into the UFC. Former Bellator champion, former Bellator tournament winner. He earned the belt, defended the belt twice. Then he asked to be let out because they couldn't pay him. They couldn't keep him busy enough. And then he showed up to the UFC. He lost to Mario Batista, where he literally just stood there, got hit, did nothing. He is taking on UFC newcomer Jakub Wiklacz. Like Patchy, this guy's a grappler. He's going to grapple at all costs. He'll come forward. He'll throw like 1 or 2 strikes immediately, shooting at legs, doing anything he can to get these fights to the ground. His striking is a little bit chaotic, but again, it is just there to set up the takedowns. He will put himself into harm's way to find a submission. He will jump guillotine. He'll roll to a knee bar just to end up on his back and get pounded on. Like, this guy takes chances, hunts for finishes. And we're going to find out in this fight, is he just too one-dimensional to compete at this level, or does that kind of wild aggression work out for him? I'm going to pick Patchy Mix here because in my mind, I've got 2 high-level grapplers, but one of them has very high-level experience. Jakub is 16-3. That's a lot of fights, but it's not at this level. Like, Patchy Mix was fighting all the best people in the world outside of the UFC. He earned a belt, defended the belt a handful of times. And while his UFC debut was very, very disappointing, maybe it was the short notice. Maybe it was the UFC debut. Maybe it was the fact that he had a long layoff. There was a lot of different factors there. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but in no world am I betting on him. I can't bet on him. Grappler versus grappler, Jakub will actually take chances where Patchy was perfectly content in a staring contest. So I don't think Patchy is worth this money. And if he loses this fight, they should cut him and his wife, both of them. Just a casualty. Jakub, what do you think of this fight?
I sat there and I told you guys when everyone hated Pitbull after that Yair fight, it was like, oh, he's trash. And then he was about to fight Dan Ige. I said, listen, guys, it was the matchup. It was the matchup against Yair. It was the matchup. This is a better matchup for him, and he's probably going to beat a guy like Dan Ige. And I tried to warn you guys. I'm sitting here right now, and I'm going to make a claim, Angelo, and you're not going to like it. But people can come back and tell me I was right. Sneakily, I don't know if that's a real word. Is that a real word? Sneakily?
I think sneakily is a word.
Sneakily, and people are really going to fucking hate this, so let's get ready for this. Patchy Mix at minus 250 might be the best value on the card. I know people are going to hate him. I know people. The reason why he is minus 250 and not minus 400 or minus 500 against probably a little bit of an undersized grappler, right? These guys are both wrestlers and grapplers. This guy Jakub, I mean, Angels call him Jakub, I don't know why, but this guy Jakub is. He's not a dangerous striker. He wants to grapple, and he's kind of a sloppy grappler. I mean, he's like almost too aggressive. Patchy Mix
Very
loves.
aggressive.
Yeah, really good grapplers love over aggression because that's when you make your mistakes. That's when they can capitalize. Patchy's going to be the better wrestler and probably just the better grappler. This is a very good matchup for a guy like Patchy Mix. And I want to take you back to the Mario Batista fight because I understand the optics of it. Everyone's like, why isn't he wrestling? Why isn't he doing this? Why he wasn't doing anything? He wasn't doing it. That fight, I'm not saying he fucking, I'm not saying he won the fight. And people are going to be like, that fight was closer than people think. This guy landed 122 strikes in 3 rounds. He threw over 300 strikes. The first round, the strikes were 43-36. The second round, they were 65-59. Now, he started, Mario got ahead a little bit more in that third round. But that fight, people remember that performance as like, oh my God, because we expected Patchy Mix to come in and use that wrestling and use that grappling. But he went at this guy and was doing okay in the striking. Yeah, he probably should have mixed stuff in, but it's the way people remember that performance was he was just standing there and he didn't do anything and Mario fucking dominated that fight. Sally D, my fucking boy, even had a round for Patchy Mix. So this is a major step down in competition from fucking Mario Batista to this guy Jakub. This guy Jakub is not dangerous with the hands. He wants to wrestle. He's a sloppy grappler. This is the fight for Patchy Mix. If he fucking loses this one, I'm willing to look stupid on it, but he should fucking smoke a guy like Jakub, who I understand, whatever, but, this minus 250, I think people are going to be looking back on this and being like, oh, fuck, man. Why didn't we bet Patchy was minus 250? It's because of the way people remember his past performance, and they're not betting this line. That's why it's not minus 400. It should be minus 400.
I agree with pretty much everything you said. My one complaint, though, with the Mario Batista fight, I fully recognize it was short notice. There was a long layoff. Mario Batista's a top 10 guy in the world.
Dude, he threw more strikes than Mario Batista.
I fully understand that, but that's the issue. The issue is he's this nasty grappler, and he didn't put himself in a position to win.
But Mario is such a, he's a very good
You don't know till you
wrestler.
try. That's my issue. You don't know till you
He
try.
shot a
You didn't
takedown.
try. In the third round, after it was very clear he was getting his ass kicked. He waited too long.
But I mean, the
to turn that
striking wasn't that flip flop. That's what I'm saying. Like, he was doing fine in the striking. They were close rounds. And when you're in the fight and you don't want to force the wrestling into UFC, and you're that's what I try to tell people on live streams all the time. They're like, why is it? I can't believe, why are they doing it? When you are landing strikes in a fight and you're not really getting hurt, because it's not like he was getting hurt, you think that you're just having a good fight. When it's back and forth and you're touching, these numbers aren't crazy. When you're in the fight, you're just thinking, oh, I'm landing, I'm doing pretty well.
There's some truth to what you're saying, but I fundamentally disagree with a few things. There's some truth is people definitely remember it worse than it was because our expectations were high.
Sally D had it 29-28.
Those rounds were not close. Just reading off the striking stats and be like, oh, the numbers, they were not close.
A judge scored around for Patchy.
The undeniably worst judge that is always on the wrong side of decisions.
I like Sally now.
I bet you do. So, my issue isn't that he lost that fight. It's Mario Batista, quality loss. My issue isn't that he got run through. He was a big fit. My issue is he didn't put himself in a position when he changed nothing. Was perfectly content losing round after round after round. With that being said, I agree with everything else you said. He should win this fight. I'm picking him to win. Jakub is a regional guy. You got to call to the big show. This is set up for Patchy to win, and you nailed it with the whole a very good grappler wants an aggressive grappler. Yeah, come at me and do all sorts of crazy shit. You're not going to catch me in your weird roll for a knee bar out of nowhere exchange, so I'll take it. So Patchy should absolutely win this fight. I don't know if I'll build up the nerve to bet on him because he's not a good fighter. My concern is I watched him losing a fight and change nothing. That's my issue. Anytime we watch a fighter,
It's just a style. It was just the fucking,
and maybe it was the short notice, maybe it was the layoff. I get it.
Pitbull did the same thing. He didn't shoot takedowns versus Yair. He was just fucking letting Yair. He just couldn't get to Yair. He just didn't know how to approach Yair. He just didn't know how to approach Mario. He wasn't getting inside. Things were getting away a little bit, and it just is what it is. Good matchup, so fucking fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Patchy Mix wins this fight. I think it's a showcase fight, and I think you're spot on where a lot of people may end up with like, oh shit, that was an easy spot. How dumb am I? A former world champion who's not old
He might
versus a
smoke this
random UFC debut. Yeah, you're right. There 100% will be some, I don't want to say buyer's remorse, but some non-buyer's remorse, onlooker remorse.
Saturday live stream. Oh.
Jacob will be here watching the fights with Big Ange. $9,000 in DraftKings Fantasy for Patchy Mix. If he runs through Jacob, that will be worth it. So I'm going to leave that up to you to decide. But if you do want to check out what the tools have to say, we have an optimizer. It'll build DraftKings Fantasy lineups for you. We have an artificial intelligence that will pick fights based solely off historical data. And we have 5 cappers. Check out every pick, every bet, every tool. For not just this card, but UFC Rio next week, UFC Vancouver the week after that, and then UFC 321 the week after that. $1.99 super chat from Strawberry Grapefruit. Big Ange, did you make the JOI yet? I still don't know what that is.
You have
What
any
is
guesses or anything?
Joy? I mean,
It is joy. I mean, that is.
J-O, my brain immediately is like jerk off. J-O. What's the I?
What'd you say? What'd you think it was?
J-O, my brain is like, all right, jerk off. Like if you just wrote, did you J-O yet? I'm like, all right, did you jerk off? I don't know what the
You
I
say that
is.
in your group chats or something?
No.
Do you text your boys? Did you JO today?
Hey, how'd the J-O go? No. That is not something we message each other. Somebody said instrumental.
Jerk off intuitively.